What's up developers, it's Dari here from Code with Dari, and welcome back to a new video where we're going to dive into how the configuration part in Laravel works, focusing on the config directory, environment variables, and how to use them properly together. In the last chapter, we covered the project structure of our Laravel application, and I covered the config directory just in one simple sentence, and that was because I just needed a bit more time to talk about it, since it is such an important directory. If we open our config directory, and let's say the app.php file, which we're actually going to use as our starting point, yours might look a little bit different because you probably have a lot of comments inside of it. I have just removed it for the sake of this video, but let's continue on. Right here, you will find a default structure of a configuration file. Each configuration file is simply a PHP file that returns an associative array, meaning that it always returns an array with key value pairs. Each key in the array represents a setting. So basically for our first setting, Laravel has named it name, and its value is whatever configuration you want to define right here. A string, a boolean, integer, array, or even a nested array. When you look at the value of each setting, you'll notice that it is using the env function. And we could keep it very simple when it comes to this method, since it is a helper function that allows you to fetch values from your .env file. Okay, so Dari, do the config and .env file work together? Well, technically yes. When you first create a Laravel application, you'll notice that a .env file got added in the root of your project, right here. Now the .env file is not just a configuration file. It's a pair environment configuration file. In software development, especially in web development, the term environment refers to where your application is running and what context it's operating in. Each environment has its own purpose and often its own configuration settings. Right here, you will find some values that control things like your application name, your application environment, whether the debug feature is on or off, and even your application URL. A very common question I still get is, why don't we just use the .env file everywhere instead of using configuration files? Because they're basically referring to the .env value, right? Basically everywhere. Well, Laravel just does not use the .env file directly in your application logic. Instead, it reads these values at runtime and makes them available through a helper function that we have right here, which is env. Okay, so one more time. You define your variables in your .env file. You add it as key value pairs in a configuration file. And by the way, you can make unlimited configuration files. And then through the env method, you make a call to your environment variables where you can define them. Now let's have a look at it and let's play around a little bit. Let's say we want to define a new configuration setting, which defines the author of our application. And I personally think that this belongs in the app.php file, and we shouldn't make a new configuration file for it. So let's go right below our name, and let's define a new key value pair, which we first need to name. So I want to name it author, and then we need to pass in a value. And let's pass in a value of code with Dari. Are we finished? We haven't really used a .env configuration setting for it, right? So let's copy our value for a moment. Let's remove it, and let's use the env helper function right here. Now we have the option to pass in two values in the env method, or parameters, where the first one is required. The first one is the key that you have defined in your .env file. We haven't set this up yet, so let's just name it app_author. There's an optional second parameter, which we could pass in, which is the fallback value if the app_author is not found in the .env file. So for now, let's name it code with Dari. All right, now let's navigate to our .env file. And honestly, you can place it anywhere you want. There's no structure you should follow when it comes to the .env file. I just personally prefer to keep them grouped together. So let's go right below the app_URL, and let's define a app_author, And since I have spaces inside of it, I usually add a set of double quotes. And inside of it, let's define the value of code with Dari. Now I want to test this out, but we're still in the beginning of this course. So follow along for a moment. Let's test it out by outputting it in the browser, and we will cover the rest later on. Let's open the routes directory for a moment and then the web.php file. All right. Here we have the /endpoint, which is basically the home screen. You could see that it is named home as well. And let's go right above the return statement. So I want to debug it. And in Laravel, you can do this through the dd helper function, which basically stands for die dump. Then inside of it, we can make a call to the config helper function. And what this allows us to do is to retrieve values from your configuration file in the config directory using the dot notation. Dot notation is a way of accessing nested array values or object properties using a string with dot separators. So we got to pass in a string right here, and we got to add the file name first without the extension. So let's say app, and if you want a value from, let's say, the database configuration, you basically replace it with database dot. But for now, let's say app dot, followed with the configuration key name, which in our case is author. So let's say author. Let's navigate to the browser. I have opened my Laravel-mastery project. Let's refresh it. And if we zoom in right here, you will notice that the home page isn't outputted, but it is the die dump that we have added right above our return statement. And it has outputted a string of our author name. All right, now let's have a look at an example of how Laravel handles nested configuration using dot notation. Well, wait, a new term, nested configuration. Nested configuration simply means instead of having a big flat list of key value pairs, like we actually basically have right here, you organize related settings inside sub-arrays. So one configuration item can contain a group of related values. So let's define a new key value pair. Let's do it right below our author. We're going to name it stack, but instead of setting it equal to a string, we're going to set it equal to an array. And here we're going to define two key value pairs. So let's name the first one backend, which we're going to set equal to the env method, comma, and we're going to pass in the app underscore backend key and a fallback value of Laravel. Now let's do it one more time for the front end, where it's going to be app underscore frontend and the default value will be React. Right here, stack is a single configuration item, but it contains two related sub-items, backend and frontend. This is called a nested array because it's an array inside the parent array. So let's navigate to our .env file, and right below our author, let's define app underscore backend, which is equal to, well, we don't need to add our double quotes right here since it's a single word, and app underscore frontend is equal to React. Now let's open our web.php file for a moment. Instead of saying author, we could say stack, navigate to the browser, refresh it. You'll notice that it has outputted an array. And you can even output a single value from here by basically using the dot notation to attach another value to it. So let's say backend. Once we refresh the browser, you'll see that Laravel has been outputted. All right, that was it for now. I want to wrap up this video where I showed you how you could properly use Laravel config and how to use Laravel environment variables. Make sure to subscribe, turn on the bell, and follow along, because we're going to go deeper and deeper, but in a simple, beginner-friendly way. Thank you for watching. In the next video, we're going to set up our database.